don't know if that answers the question properly.
Yeah, that's perfect. All right, touchy subject. I don't want to piss you off right now.
Okay.
But the name and obviously the kind of the style has some resemblance to brands such as Ed Hardy. What's your response to that, and what do you say to people that think that?
Okay, I'm so happy that this question is being answered because this can I can finally clear it up for everybody. Ed Hardy, famous tattoo designer from the tattooer from the past. Like, I like his art, but the difference between us and them is that's his name. Hardihood is actual English word. I mean, just because the root word is hardy and it has a meaning of its own, like that's pretty much the only resemblance. Yeah, I mean, I like his stuff. That's the difference between us, the name and versus an actual word, right?
So what does Hardihood mean for you?
For me, it means a lot of things, but the actual meaning of the word is it means like strength, courage, vigor, the willingness to do what others will not. Stems from the word hardy as well, old English word, but pretty much hardihood is a definition of a certain person, a certain type of set of values that definitely are more along the lines of a positive kind of outlook on things as well, like being brave, being daring enough to do what other people won't, right? So along those lines, it's definitely along the lines of a more positive kind of feeling, a positive kind of portrayal of yourself.
Who is the Hardihood client?
Ideally, I think somebody who's a little bit fashion conscious, males and soon to be females in the spring. I just think someone who's fashion conscious, someone that actually thinks about what they're putting on their body. Clothing is something we wear to kind of protect ourselves from nature, like warmth and things like that. But a lot of the times people look at you and definitely look at your clothing and judge you for who you are because of what you're wearing. So the team at Hardihood, we always think, what is it that we want to portray ourselves with? Like, how is it we want to look? How is it we want people to take us when it's our first impression, right? So, for example, if I wore, I don't know, like for example, this shirt right now, this is the eternal knot, right? It's a Tibetan symbol of, it's kind of like a karmatic symbol of what goes around, comes around, like never-ending knot and kind of things like that. So it's like, in a way right now, what I'm trying to portray is, I want to do good things and do good deeds and things like that, so that in exchange it comes back to me in a way, right? But if I wear things that say like, I'm gonna kill you, I hate you, like obviously that means something to the people that are reading it, right?
Okay, well, let's talk about the product then.
Yeah.
Can you speak on what's currently in stores?
Right now,
just the designs if you want.
Sure. Right now, our new fall-winter collection of 2009 just came out. Once again, we have, I should stand up or something. Once again, we have our basic tee. This is a tee that we came up with, just like a hand-drawn font, Hardihood clothing. Very simple with our motto kind of on the background here. And yeah, like a real basic shirt that we have.
Are all the fonts hand-drawn?
Not all of them. This one specifically, yes, this one is. Whereas the font on this one is not. Kind of, oh, not this one. The font on this one is not. This also, it's kind of like a design that we've been using for a little while. It's the I Am What You're Not. We did this in black gel on this black pullover. This is the first time we did a pullover. We also introduced our new thermal lining for the hoods and thermal lining for some of the new hoodies. Pretty happy about pretty much everything coming out. It's definitely a big step in growing compared to what we've done in the past. This one right here is our Familia hoodie. Just the influence behind this one is kind of like treating our clientele like part of our family, right? We want them to feel like they're just not wearing clothes just for clothes, it's for feeling like they're part of a club, part of like a group of people that represent Hardihood, which represents like the courage and the strength that kind of stuff is definitely something we're trying to push, and the ideas, those are the ideas we're trying to push. But yeah, pretty much with this one, this is our white pullover, introducing once again our thermal lining. We have some embroidery up here, and the back here is a puff print that I painted and then scanned and fixed up and stuff like that, and kind of put it into production.
How important is quality to you guys? It looks like you have a lot of minute details in your clothes.
Yeah, I mean, this is something we tried out for the first time, which is our our quilted kind of stitch pattern. Kind of influenced by like a lot of other things in fashion, like quilted bags, just quilts in general. But once again, like I said earlier, it's kind of like that texture that I'm trying to play with, right? Because when you wear that hoodie and you stretch it out a little bit, you actually see the diamonds kind of like pop out, kind of like scales in a way. But in the end, I mean, all our stuff is done and made in Vancouver, printed in Vancouver. That option definitely gives us the ability to keep a close eye on how our things are made, and changes to cuts and changes to fabric is definitely quicker and much easier for us when we can oversee it so easily, right?
All right, so last question. Do you have any insight on the plans for expanding the brand?
Definitely. I mean, our next big step you'll see in January is the unveiling and the launching of our women's line. We have a couple shirts, a couple V-necks, U-necks, things like that coming out. And then we just finished designing fall-winter of 2010, if you can believe it or not. And we're introducing hoodies to the women's line as well. So, I mean, that's our next big step, but like I said earlier, international expansion, more cuts, more fabrics, more designs, maybe expanding our team, but baby steps.